This quarter of SEN Football is brought to you by the experts in diamonds. Go to adc.com.au.
Second half, not too far away here from the Gabba. 11:16 SEN footy for Subway, Toyota and Poker Deluxe fundraisers. Brett Phillips and Rob Waters. It is the Bombers by 29 points around the ground for McGregor Portables. Just tightening up over at Domain Stadium. As you would expect, West Coast not quick out of the blocks tonight. But they are closing in on the Saints at the moment. 8-12-60, West Coast 7-3-45. With about 30 seconds to play until half-time over in the West.
Gee, the Saints fans will be on the edge of their seats watching that, because wins over the West Coast Eagles at Subiaco are going to be very, very rare. Yep. So if you can grab one when you get a chance, it will get you ahead of the pack. Not to say get your season kick-started, but but the Eagles are coming, aren't they?
Yeah, so Josh Hill has just snapped a goal on that right boot around the corner. So West Coast within 9 points now, with about 14 seconds to go until half-time. Down at Olympic Park, the Melbourne Storm, or I should say Amy Park these days, Melbourne Storm have extended their half-time lead over Penrith, now leading at 16-6. And actually, we can just see on our monitor here at the Gabba, the big Davis Cup tie for Australia next weekend against the United States, and all the boys are assembled in Brisbane. I think Pat Rafter Arena, that hasn't gone underwater. It did about 6 years ago with the massive storms in Brisbane, but good to see Johnny Pearce and Sam Groth, who are playing the doubles next week against the United States in a really big tie to get through to the semi-finals.
Well, I'm glad
watching
you're
a
here.
bit of footy here tonight.
I'm glad you're here, Brett, because I had no idea who they were. I think, who do they play for? I think, that bloke looks a bit like Lenny Hayes, but he's too young.
Well, Big Sam, of course, had a stint at Vermont.
He did.
When in his tennis career wasn't going too flash, and apparently Williamstown were really interested in the VFL, but he's come back and made a pretty good fist second time around of his tennis career. And well, Johnny Pearce, an absolute star in doubles, winning the Australian Open back in January with Henry Continent. So good to see them enjoying a bit of footy here at the Gabba tonight. So Lions still in the contest here, just need to be a little bit cleaner with the footy in the second half. But the Bombers, certainly impressive.
Now stop showing off about your tennis knowledge and get us back to the winter stuff. This is what we're here for. You know, the Aussie Open's long past.
All year round. First serve tomorrow night on SEN, 10 o'clock.
Oh, look forward to that.
Don't miss it.
And, we've got the majors to come, and Kyrgios has kicked, and Bernard's still in the bin.
Well,
so
he played the best game of the entire year, Kyrgios, today against Federer. Lost in 3 tiebreakers in 3 hours in Miami. It was one of the greatest matches you'll see. Get us back on the footy, will you?
I can't stop you, can I? It's Essendon by 29 points. The lead was beyond 7 goals in the second quarter, but Brisbane hit back with the last couple of games. And away we go in the third quarter. 5-6 to 10-5. And Martin wins the tap. And Zorko Soccer's off the ground. It goes to Lewis Taylor, who was all on his own at centre-half forward. He wheels around and goes long. Vacant goal square. What a start to Brisbane. Brilliant long kick from Lewis Taylor. They've kicked the last 3. And that's an SEN Super Goal call. 9-4-2-9-11-16. And go into the draw for a Bonaire 4-star ducted gas heater valued at $1,440, thanks to our great friends at Air Conditioning Warehouse Sales. Big brands, best prices, and a great goal.
Kicked the last 3, Brisbane unanswered. And working their way back here, 23 points. And just trying to get the crowd back into it. It just went a little bit silent in that second quarter. A little bit stunned with the Essendon onslaught.
Really important for that reason alone. If this got out of hand and they got belted, it would have really set them back. But this is highly encouraging stuff.
Yeah, good kick there from Louis Taylor. Had the open goal square. Martin won the palm down. Watson on the up with the handball to Merritt. McKernan brought down by Beams. Able to release the handball though. Mays under pressure from Howlett. Cutler spinning his way out of the tackle. Nicely done to Rockcliffe. Works it back to Zorko. Now they can kick it towards half forward the Lions. Bell and also Hartley Danner in a one-on-one. To Bell. Now Mays. They sweep it forward to Zorko. Now to Lester. Can hit a target. He will. Louis Taylor again. He's got it. 45 out for Brisbane.
How did he have that space all alone at centre-half forward from the first play of the third quarter? There was no one within 15 metres of him.
Yeah, well, he's hasn't been able to find that space in the first half, and Horsfeld will be disappointed by that. So Louis Taylor, another one who really needs to impact the game a little bit more
1 goal, 2 tonight. Missed a set shot that he should have kicked in the second term.
Looking for 4 in a row here, the Brisbane Lions. This will get the crowd up and about here at the Gabba. Plenty of goal face to look at. Will it hold its line? It's going to drift out to the left for a behind. SEN Jack Link's Jerky scoreboard. Jack Link's Beef Jerky will feed your wild side, Rob. And it's a 22-point ball game in favour of the Bombers.
13 scoring shots to 15, and the Brisbane have missed some chances. Could be a little closer. Long kick looks for Goddard. Bell keeps it in, does he? No. So they've come out firing, though, in this third quarter, revved up by Chris Fagan, who seems to be a coach that knows what he's doing. He's provided a lot of hope and optimism at the Brisbane Lions since he's moved up there. Boundary throw in. McKernan wins it, but doesn't really do much with it. Rockcliffe with the takeaway now. Get a free kick. They pay advantage. Bell's marked. He's well inside 50. And Tommy Bell can go back and kick a goal. Brisbane all over a lethargic Essendon in this third quarter. John Worsfold looking on the Chemist Warehouse replay screen, not happy.
Wasn't a beautiful kick off the boot by Rockcliffe, but Bell in front just finds the footy, doesn't he, the former captain. He's had the 17 disposals on the first-rate Carline stat sheet. Head to firstratecarlines.com.au for your next Carline.
So Bell can be iffy with these. Let's see how he goes. 35 out, and he shanked it. Terrible kick. Just creeps in for a behind. So Taylor misses. Bell misses. They should be well inside 3 goals, and they're not.
So Zach Merritt to put it back into play here for the Bombers. Going to go pretty much right up the middle. Trying to get it over the back towards Howlett. Martin's going to get a hand on it. Feeds it back to Buick. Now back to Nick Robertson. He's going to penetrate it back towards the 50. Hipwood with a fly. Big fist in. Now together at ground level by Bell. Mitch Robinson. Back to Martin. Another entry. Shocking kick. Shanked it off the side of the bird, Stephen Martin. So need to get their forward 50 entries a little bit better here, Brisbane. Put some real pressure on the scoreboard here. But they're certainly doing all the attackings. Third quarter for the Australian Diamond Company. We'll do the right thing by you because it matters to us. adc.com.au. Martin with the palm down, gathered by Heppel. Away to Zaharakis, clears the back 50. Won't be coming back though. Buick with a fly. Couldn't claim the mark. Now back in towards Gleeson. Danaher around the ankles. Questionable handball. He'll be penalised for a throw. It'll come back to the Lions to once again get another entry inside 50.
Lewis Taylor with the free kick. He's 60 from home, so he'll kick it to the hot spot, wanting a big leap. Hipwood's there. Always in the contest, Hipwood. Comes back to Taylor. Can they keep it alive inside 50? Rockcliffe does just that to Mitch Robinson. He goes long again. This might pay off. Can Buick mark? No, it hits him in the head. It rebounds off the noggin and over the line. There'll be a boundary throw in the forward pocket. So Brisbane have done all the attacking in this third quarter. They've missed 2 set shots at goal, and Taylor kicked a great goal on the run.
5 to zip the inside 50s for first-rate Carlines in this third quarter.
Essendon's lead whittled back to 21 points. Bell working hard to Beams, to Buick. Now Zorko loves a goal. Got himself in a bit of a tangle there. Buick's gone for all money there after the Goddard tackle. And so Essendon free kick and the pay advantage to Heppel. His kick is good in towards the middle to Gleeson, but it's going to have to go kick down the field. That's after Heppel was dealt with poorly after he kicked the footy. So downfield kick to Gleeson. Gleeson short to Goddard. Working their way through the Essendon side. Goddard to Zach Merritt. Short kick to Watson in the middle of the Gabba, which has held up really well tonight after the torrential rain and the cyclone Debbie. It's amazing how good the ground is, really. Short pass is good, and McKernan has it now.
McKernan, wheels on the right, inside 50. Gee, Hooker's going to get a good fly, or cutting in front of the pack there was Lester. Nicely done. Martin needs to distribute that by hand. Under pressure, the Lions defence. Lester back to Frost, back to Cutler to Lester. Right on defensive 50, measures one up the boundary line. Nicely done to Bell. Half-time at Domain Stadium 2. It's the Saints 8-12-60, West Coast 8-3-51 for McGregor Portables. Not a good kick off the boot there by Bell. And that one rolls over the boundary line. We'll have it thrown in. 21-point lead here to Essendon. Lions certainly doing the bulk of the attacking in this third quarter. 10-5-65. Brisbane 6-8-44. Saturday night footy. Brett Phillips and Rob Waters. Here's Martin in front of McKernan. His umpire's plucked out a free kick. It's going to come back to Stephen Martin. A little bit of interference in the ruck contest. So need to get it moving quickly. Standing start kick. It's a high ball inside 50. Hipwood had a piece of it. Just exciting when he goes near the footy. He's Buick at ground level trying to storm his way through the pack. He's got no room to move. The arms are pinned there by Parrish. And we'll have it tossed up about 40 out.
Taken just one mark tonight on the Carlone stats, Hipwood, but he would have got first purchase about a dozen times.
Louis Taylor just coming off the blood rule.
Needs to hang on to him a bit more.
A bit of claret coming from the face there of Lewis Taylor's kicked a goal to start this third quarter. So we'll certainly keep an eye on that. Umpire to throw it up again. We reset. Martin and McKernan. Collier. McKernan had his kick smothered. Now they gather by Martin. Fed it back to Rockcliffe. Inside 50. Bouncing ball here for McStay. Brought down by Ambrose in the tackle. Rich trying to make something happen. Under pressure, the Bombers' defence. McStay trying to gather. Not a lot of room to move. Zorko trying to burst his way through. Bombers' defence holding up. Resolute here. A pile in, and the umpire says, give it to me. About 30 out. 8 gone on the SEN air conditioning warehouse sales clock. Third quarter. Essendon by 21 points.
It's been good by Brisbane. As an errant kick has been the problem for Lewis Taylor. Zorko, centering kick. Not good. He just got that on the instep a bit, and Hurley is well claimed there by Close. Close has got to get a free kick there, and he will. Really good chase and then tackle from Close. Hurley thought he was away, and Close nabbed him. But Brisbane fans wanting 50 metres after the ball wasn't given back to Close on the full.
Well, Hurley trying to claim that he handballed the ball out, but slung in the tackle is a perfect tackle.
I really like him as a player, Michael Hurley, but in his opinion, he rarely gives away a free kick and is always prepared to argue his case.
Huge kick here.
So Michael Close has already kicked a couple tonight. Tough kick from 48 metres, won't be a goal. It's across the face. Can someone mark it? Yes, they have. Hipwood's finally. Oh, it's Harris Andrews.
Harris, what's he doing down there?
Up from defence has clung onto a beauty. Big pack mark.
Normally he's going for spoil. Big Harris.
He's a good young player, Harris Andrews. They've got a beauty there. So he can wheel around on the right, which he does. Can he kick the goal? He has! They're back in business, the Brisbane Lions. They're within 15 points. Jack Link's Jerky scoreboard. Jack Link's beef jerky. Feed your wild side. And Brisbane are feeling it at the moment.
Just his 7th career goal for Big Harris Andrews, drifting forward. Those good players that can swing. McStay can swing back and forward. Harris Andrews, you just feel like he can play anywhere. He's that good. Got some versatility, Brisbane.
4 in a row to the Brisbane Lions.
They're in the contest.
They were 7 goals down.
15 points. Third quarter for the Australian Diamond Company. We do the right thing by you because it matters to us at adc.com.au. Around the grounds from McGregor Portables, St Kilda leading West Coast by 9 points at half-time at Domain Stadium. Here's another clearance out of the middle, long towards Leicester. McGrath under a bit of pressure. Gathered by Zorko. 48 out. Clears the pack, but it goes out to the right.
Gee, that would have been something. Sorry, Brett, that would have been something if he'd nailed that.
Zorko busy at half forward. And the margin, 15 points as the Bombers bring it back into play to Collier.
So they need to respond here, Essendon. They had this game done and dusted. It's back to game on at the moment. Watson in the middle, controlled a difficult one well. Got it off to Collier, whose kick is perfect, and Zaharakis marks on the wing. Hasn't got a lot to kick to at the moment. So he just decides on the short option, which is good to Collier, who's really fit. He's having a good night, Collier. Kicks to Cale Hooker. He couldn't take it. Mays is there, though, for the Brisbane Lions. Here's the goal-kicking fullback, Harris Andrews. Cool in the crisis there. Kicks to the wing, and Mitch Robertson's up high and taking a really good mark on the wing. Wheels around on the left, playing with more confidence now, the Brisbane Lions. Marked by Big Martin. Gets it off to Rockcliffe. Rockcliffe all on this kick. He's found his man. And McStay's marked 65 out. He goes around. Can he hit the target? He can. Another Brisbane mark inside 50. They're killing Essendon all of a sudden. And Leicester's got the mark. Must go back and goal.
Well, their biggest lead, the Bombers, was 42 points, and that was at the 22-minute mark of the second quarter. This has been a great fight back by the Lions.
So Essendon, 7 goals in front. If he kicks this, the margin will be 9. He's straight in front, Lester. Big moment this in the game. 40 metres out. He goes back and he kicks a goal for Brisbane. 5 goals in a row to the Lions. And they're back inside 2 kicks on the Jack Links Jerky scoreboard. Jack Links Beef Jerky, feed your wild side.
Well, at the moment, just dominating all the key stats. The first-rate Carline stat sheet. Inside 50s, 8-2. They've had 28 more disposals, Brisbane, in this third quarter. The clearances, that's the big one, where Essendon were so efficient in the first half, but 8-1 in this third quarter for Brisbane as far as the clearances are concerned, and they've taken 5 marks inside 50, Brisbane.
If they kick straight, they'd be in front.
And they're closing. They've got their tail up. They've got the crowd back into the game here. Some work to do for the Bombers to arrest the onslaught. Martin flew over the top, followed up his own footy. Toe poke inside forward 50, McStay. Trying to gather. He's got Zorko there in support. Just missed the handball. Then Zorko lays a big tackle on Bagley. Here's Louis Taylor. He's all strapped up. He can hardly breathe. He kicks a little toe poke towards Bell. Trying to gather around the ankles. Boundary line's going to win out. And we'll have it thrown in deep inside attacking 50 for the Lions.
Should be the greatest win in years if they get up here for Brisbane.
I think the loudest noise, I'll come back to that, when Brisbane won that final against Carlton in Michael Voss's first year. That was the loudest noise I've ever heard riding the boundary that night for SEN footy. Here's Harris Andrews, who takes the mark across half back. He sweeps it to Cutler. Now pulls the trigger inside forward 50. McStay from the side flew, couldn't take the mark. Here's Bell. No room for Zorko. Boundary line will win out again. He kicked the goal around the corner, I think, Zorko. But a foot over the boundary line will have it thrown in. It's a 9-point ball game. Essendon lead it. 14 gone. Third quarter, Saturday night footy. It's a good one here from the Gabba.
And Martin has been outstanding in the ruck in this third quarter. He's just getting them going and getting the ball forward for Brisbane at every opportunity. Danger here for the Bombers. They're at full forward. They've lost control. Bell picks it up. High up and under kick. It'll land in the goal square. Big pack there. Oh, Rich scissor kick over his head. There may have been a better method than that. He didn't really get much on it, but Brisbane continue to pour on the pressure here. Kelly, in fact, knocked it away from him as he was in mid-air. And it's Essendon running it out of defence through Zach Merritt.
Oh, he's got the pace to burn. He sees off Tom Rockcliffe. That beautiful left boot of Zach Merritt goes inside to Howlett. Back to Merritt. Now the kick towards Watson. Space opens up at half forward here for the Bombers. It's really opened up on the stretch. Good mark taken by Danaher. Coast to coast. Ball movement here from Essendon. And they need one desperately against the flow, because it's been all the Brisbane Lions in this third quarter. And Joe Danaher, well, he's kicked his goals conventionally tonight. Third quarter for the Australian Diamond Company. We do the right thing by you because it matters to us. adc.com.au. Big quarter for Brisbane. Essendon need this one. Led it by 8 points, the Bombers. 30 out directly in front. He steers it home. So Danaher's had his kicking boots on. He's kicked 3. 11-5-71. Lead Brisbane 8-9-57.
It's three straight for Joe, isn't it?
Yep.
He has not missed, so that's a really good sign for him. They needed that little settler for Essendon. As we've mentioned, Brisbane have kicked the last 5 in a row, but they better pick up their clearance work in the middle of the ground. I mean, they went sort of coast to coast there. Brilliant play from Zach Merritt, really setting up that goal, and he just worked off Rockcliffe. Rockcliffe couldn't go with him. And Merritt is one of those players, even at full tilt, he's still got plenty of time to use it beautifully, which he did a couple of times as the link in that chain. So back in the middle now. Martin is all over McKernan in the middle. He wins that one, but it's a wild kick forward. Collier grabbed it, but he's lost the control of the footy. Kelly just hand passes it back to Beams. Bastonak's got it now. He's 55 out. This kick has to be good. It wasn't really. Still might work for them. Hand pass comes to Rich. No, he just couldn't reel it in. It wasn't a good hand pass. Heppel's there, and now Essendon really should be able to make something of this. Collier goes out wide, back to Goddard, gets it to Watson, and Watson cool there, gets it towards Zach Merritt by hand. Merritt bursts clear, finds Danaher with a pinpoint pass. Joey takes off, he's 80 from home, goes long, McDonald, tip and Woody flies, couldn't take it the mark, and the ball goes over the back of the pack and through for an Essendon behind who lead by 15 points.
On the SEN Jack Links Jerky scoreboard, feed your wild side with a bit of Jack Links beef jerky. I'll need a bit of that a little later on tonight. Here's Cutler. Oh, his kick's ordinary though, as they tried to clear it from deep in defence, out of bounds on the full.
They've got some dodgy kicks, haven't they? Bell, Martin, that was poor from Cutler.
Yeah, he can be a little bit ordinary in that department, Tom Cutler. You love his run, you love his creativity, but just not hitting enough targets. Ball back inside 50. It was a good kick by Goddard and his feigned hooker. And Cale Hooker to line up here for the Bombers. Just leading Frost to the footy, but a space to lead up into. The man who was, well, once a permanent defender, Cale Hooker, going forward. One of many Bombers who had to sit out 2016. He's had the 5 disposals, kicked 2 goals, 1 for the evening, so good return when it's gone forward, but that one is well out to the right, off target. And margin 16 points. Essendon 11-7, 73. Brisbane 8-9, 57.
So 2 goals, 2 tonight for Hooker, and just the 3 marks. So, oh no, Cutler's kicked it to himself and then made a real ash of that.
Oh, he's having a mare, Rob.
It's ended up out of bounds. Probably the best result for him in the end.
I think he might need to go back to just the fundamentals. He's trying to probably be a little bit too creative and
he's
cute, Tom Cutler, at the moment.
I don't know, he needs a burst or a cuddle or something.
Just put it back into play.
Some therapy or something. It's just not working for him. Let's hope he can have a better moment. McDonald, Tip and Woody on the burst. And now Essendon just not nailing a few chances. That would have been brilliant. But no, we're taking it off Tommy out of the kick in. Harris Andrews takes the responsibility.
And Andrews goes wide. The percentage kick. Oh, the big fly from Buick. Got up. Couldn't quite hang on to the mark. Would have been an absolute screamer. Mark of the night for sure if he had held on to it. Melbourne Storm skipping away down at Amy Park. 24-6 they lead Penrith at the moment. Just starting the third quarter at Domain Stadium for McGregor Portables. 9-point lead for the Saints as we're just underway in the third quarter. This one, 17 points the margin. It was 42 in the second quarter in favour of the Bombers. So Brisbane done a good job to pull it back. 8 more contested possessions on the first-rate Carline stat sheet for the Bombers. But they've got to make the most of their opportunities here, Brisbane.
So boundary throw and Danaher wrestling there with Martin, who's doing a Herculean job in the rucking role for the Brisbane Lions tonight. He's doing it all. Whereas Danaher is at least giving McKernan a bit of a chop out. Might be a better matchup in any case for Essendon because Martin's dominated in this third quarter. Wins that one again to Beams, who was tackled off the footy. Langford goes to ground. Could have been caught high and doesn't like the non-free. Is he going to get it? Do you think he is? Yeah, he's getting a free kick. Punched it away in frustration, but then realised the kick was going his way. So kicks to McDonald, Tip and Woody, who athletically climbs high. Howlett keeps it in, does he? No, he doesn't. It'll be a boundary throw and with Essendon across their half-forward line.
Interesting what they do, Essendon, with Leuenberger and Bellchambers to come back into the selection mix in the next few weeks. Played in the VFL practice game today. McKernan has been pretty solid, and how they structure up Essendon, how many tools they play and who they go with. Umpire throws it back in. Andrews won the palm down. Ground level ball to be won. Watson burrowing in. Mitch Robinson. Harris Andrews lays the tackle on Watson. That ball's not coming out. Umpire will take it. 17 points the margin. 11-16 SEN footy for Subway. Sub of the date is $4.50 at Subway. You can see in store for details. Loose ball to be won. Zaharakis beams right on his hammer. He's Cutler. He's brought down by Fantasia in the tackle. Ball out of bounds once again. In fact, the boundary umpire and the field umpire is having a little conversation. Has it gone off a boot? I think it has. So it's going to be a Cutler ball.
This is a big moment for Tommy.
So it's just come off Fantasia's boot on the SEN Chemist Warehouse replay.
What's going to happen here, Brett? Cutler's had some terrible moments.
Just up the line, Tommy.
That's better.
And he's done it.
So it's a nice long kick. Heppel, though, takes the crumbs And his pass doesn't hit its target. Gardner's there for the Brisbane Lions, close to the boundary line. Buick keeps it in, gives it to Mitch Robinson, who goes long up the wing. Might fall here to Hipwood, it does. He wants his left and gets it. Kick around the corner, there's no one there. The race is on. Bell's going to get there first. 50 from home. He gets past McGrath. Kick round the corner. Tough here for Kelly. Oh, the veteran controlled it really well. Created some space for Goddard. That was good stuff from Kelly, but Goddard's kick uncharacteristically poor. Robertson has it now. Robertson misses the target, and Goddard's going to get a free kick. Is he? No.
He's going to check that come back. It's against Langford.
Okay, it's going Brisbane's way. It's going to Mitch Robinson. It's centre half forward. Beam's not without a chance. He loads up and kicks a bomb. A Beams bomb from outside 50. He launched that from long range. And that's an SEN super goal. Give us a call, 9429 1116, and go into the draw for a Bonaire 4-star ducted gas heater valued at $1,440. Thanks to our friends at Air Conditioning Warehouse Sales. Big brands, best prices, and big bombs from Beams.
Haven't we missed him? I mean, he came back in. I did that game against the Bulldogs, his first game back after the injuries. Just slotted him beautifully, and you thought, gee, he's a good player, and Brisbane need him up and running. Get some continuity into his footy. 28 last week, he's had the 24 tonight for first-rate car loans. And just uses the footy so well. Here they go to the middle again. Zorko. Long kick inside 50. McStay. Hipwood territory at the back. Michael Hurley. Oh, Goddard's under pressure. Spills to Hipwood. Great forward pressure for the Lions. Hipwood turns and kicks an unbelievable goal. First time he's had a real bit of space to create Eric Hipwood, and they're within 5 points. The Brisbane Lions and SEN Chisholm and Gaiman. Goal of the night.
Well, this is amazing stuff from Brisbane. They've piled on 5 goals in this third quarter. This game looked done at about the 25-minute mark of the second quarter. Essendon led by 42 points. And here are Brisbane, having started the long haul back with the final 2 goals of the second quarter. And then they've continued the momentum on by kicking 5 of the 6 goals scored in this third quarter.
This kid is going to be something exceptional. It's early days in his career, but he has got star written all over him.
7 of the last 8 goals to the Brisbane Lions, and they surge forward again. Beams didn't get much on that, and Langford took the easy mark. His short pass, terrible. Misses Zaharakis, goes over his head. Then it falls down to Brisbane's way. Lester's got it. His kick here is no good. Gleeson does well to get there before Buick could do much about that. So he goes out wide to Goddard. Essendon under the pump all of a sudden. Brisbane within 5 points, having trailed by as much as 42. This would not have happened last year. This has been superb stuff from the Brisbane Lions, and Essendon just taking some time off the clock, just sharing it around a bit to try and resettle themselves with Collier on the wing.
Goal to Jack Darling for West Coast around the grounds from McGregor Portables. 2 points the lead for St Kilda, 8-13-61. West Coast 9-5-59. The gather by McDonald, Tipperary takes on everyone. Great overlap handball. Parrish pulls the trigger inside 50. Big fisting by Gardner. At the drop is Mays. They sit over the top of Sam Mays, 20 metres out from the Essendon goal. He's got nowhere to go. Umpire says, give it to me. Great contest inside the last 4 minutes. Third quarter for the Australian Diamond Company. We do the right thing by you. It matters to us, adc.com.au. He's close back in defence doing the mop up. At the back, Zaharakis. Open goal square. It's going to bounce beautifully. He's just able to gather that loose ball. Good snap on the right boot. And the Bombers back out by 11 points. 12-8-80. Brisbane 10-9-69.
First-rate car loan stats. At half-time, Essendon league clearance is 19-11. It's 24 apiece.
Yeah.
So that's 13-5 smashing in this third quarter by the Brisbane Lions. And it's been really impressive, this comeback. And that was a good goal by Zaharakis. Essendon should be able to work their way through this, but Brisbane is inspired at the moment. And it's a good game of footy at the Gabba. Just looking at the Chemist Warehouse replay of a really nice snap from Zaharakis. So Close is now in the ruck for the Brisbane Lions. Martin has been enormous in this third quarter, and it might be Essendon to come out of it first. They do. McGrath to Gleeson. Hand pass is interesting to Bagley. He's got to work hard here. Taylor's after him. Bagley then soccers off the ground to Watson, who gives it to Langford, who's a smooth moving player. Langford on the left. Kicks inside 50. Hooker should have marked it. Bounced off the chest, and Robertson is taken over the line by McDonald, Tip and Woody. Essendon deep into attack, leading by 11 points. But it is game on at the Gabba with a resurgent Brisbane Lions in this third term.
27 gone on the SEN air conditioning warehouse sales clock. Martin front position against McKernan. He's a loose ball for Beams. Just hacked it on the boot. Umpire's seen a free kick there. It's going to come back to Zorko. And that congestion of players. Dane Zorko's had the 19 disposals tonight. He's only kicked a couple of behinds, so he is one that can break the lines and kick a big goal. Now, he's come back to Gardner. Is the umpire going to bring it back? He's gone across his goal face to Andrews. No, play goes on. Transferred it okay here to Harwood. Oh, and he's turned it over, though, straight to Ambrose. Now to Goddard. Essendon can go back the other way. Long kick inside forward 50, but nicely done. Gardner had front position. A fair bit of purchase. Late spoil there from Hooker. Bombers keep it alive. Stanton. Watson. Oh, he's a tight kick. Hooker sold the dummy. Left foot snap. He's hit the behind post. So it'll be a relieving kick for Brisbane. Deep in defence here to Dane Beams with 2:22 remaining in this third quarter. Quick update from McGregor Portables. Tight game at Domain Stadium. It's St Kilda leading West Coast by 2 points.
Essendon by 11 points deep in the third term. Bastanak on the road. Wants to get it to Martin, and he, in the end, escorts it over the line. Oh, he's given away a free kick. And it's going there to Howlett. It's a bit clumsy from Stephen Martin, and Howlett has got the footy 60 metres from goal. So he just loads up, wanting a Danaher or Hooker mark. Hooker went underneath it. McKernan's also there. But Robinson mops up for the Brisbane Lions. Off to Zorko. Kick on the left, straight back to Howlett. Couldn't take the mark, but he's getting a free kick again. This time he doesn't bomb it in long. He goes backwards to the wing. They might try the other side. There's Bagley all alone in the middle of the Gabba. He'll mark before Taylor can get to him. Inside the final 2 minutes now. Bagley goes long to a one-on-one. Stanton and Cutler's had a few moments in this third quarter. He does well there to hang on to the tackle. Wins a free kick. Advantage should be paid to Leicester. It is. Leicester keeps it up to the wing, and Lewis Taylor's marked on a long lead. The next kick, the all-important one. He's usually a short user of the footy. Goes to Martin, who's got to beat two of them. The numbers don't win out in the end. Brisbane emerge with the footy, but it ricochets back to Gleeson, back to Parrish. His kick is smothered on the wing.
Yeah, great work by Bastanak. Final score for the Melbourne Storm tonight. Big win in the NRL, 28-6 over Penrith. Around the grounds from McGregor Portables, and off a scrunny flat or footy change room anywhere. Inside almost the last minute of the third quarter here at the Gabba. They'd love one more to really bring the crowd up and about Brisbane. Leicester. Nicely done, Zorko. Mitch Robinson. Back to Beams. Hook around the corner towards half forward. Close, and also Michael Hurley, who has an effective spoil out of bounds. 80 plays 69, Bombers way. SEN Jackling's Jerky scoreboard. Jackling's beef jerky. Feed your wild side. There's the Lions have got it inside, attacking 50. Martin. He's been able to pluck it out of the ruck a few times. Kick wide, though. It's going to pitch just inside the boundary line. A little bit closer to goal, deep in the right forward pocket here for Brisbane. With 49 seconds, Rob, on the clock. Gee, if they can pinch one here.
Oh, yeah. Going to make it very interesting.
Big last quarter.
So they trail by 42 points. McKernan wins that one to Zaharakis. Kicks it straight to Beams, searching for a way out. Oh, he missed the hand pass, and it gives Essendon a chance to reload. They might be just content to milk some time off the clock here. They've made the slow play there. Kick up towards half forward. Oh, it's a good mark to Gardner. Off to Lewis Taylor. Maybe one more chance for Brisbane. They go inside, courtesy of Robinson. They're wrestling in the square. Bell's lurking. Bell's got an open goal here. Oh, it's an Essendon free kick. He was running into an open goal from 3 yards, and not even Tommy Bell would have missed from there. but it's a Hurley free kick, and that just about might be it, although the kick from Merritt's not good. Gleeson caught high, then he's wrapped up. Here's Zorko, inside out job from Zorko, on the bounce, it's a goal! They're within a kick. All right, on the 3/4 time siren. And that is a Chisholm and Gaiman goal of the night. Got to keep the boys in the studio on their toes. What a quarter from
Game
the
on.
Brisbane Lions, and it is game on at 3/4 time. They trailed by 42, and Essendon's lead at the moment is only 5 points.
We have got a great final quarter coming up. Don't go away here on SEN footy as we go around the grounds for McGregor Portables. Tight game also over at Domain Stadium. It is St Kilda at the moment 10-13-73, leading West Coast 10-5-65. We'll come back. It's anyone's game for one of these two. A big result to go 2-0. The Bombers led it by 5 points, 11-16 SEN footy. For Subway, there's sub of the day, just $4.50 at Subway. You can see in store for details. Toyota, good for footy. Their program with good footy stories at toyota.com.au/AFL stories, and also Poker Deluxe fundraisers, guaranteeing $1,000 profit for your sports club. SEN footy. Back with a big last quarter in just a moment.